Morning, everyone. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be a daily vlog. Well, not daily vlog, but it's going to be a day in the life of a law student during quarantine. I woke up nice and early today. I'm very, very proud of myself. I'm going to keep it 300 with you guys. I haven't woken up at like normal business hours. I feel like since quarantine, to be quite honest with you. Actually, that's a lie, because during like the first half of quarantine, I was still working remotely, so I did have to wake up like at 6 every day. But honey, since June, which is when I stopped working, I have not woken up at a decent hour ever. I am not going to fake it. I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm over here being a productive little lady. Lies. It is currently 8:42 a.m. Wow, I have not seen that time in so long, girl. Sips tea. I got in a good workout on my Peloton. That was also like, it gave me life. Do you guys see how like happy I am? I'm not a morning person. Anybody in my family can tell you that. Don't talk to me in the morning. Don't look at me. Don't breathe in my direction. Nothing. Okay? But like I said, these things help balance me out. So I got that workout in. I feel really, really great. Showered, got dressed out of my PJs. I just have on a plain old sweater and some boyfriend jeans, which that's another thing I'm going to tell you guys. They're not so boyfriend anymore. They're a little tight, if you know what I mean. So that's another thing that I'm working on. I am refusing to get rid of any of the clothes that have like tightened during quarantine, because I'm using it as motivation to shed some, LBs to fit back into my clothes. Because honestly, I don't know about you guys, but like when I find a pair of jeans, honey, that do it for me, and it's really hard for me to find jeans that, work for me, I'm not letting them go until they are ripped at the seams, okay? And these are my favorite ever in life boyfriend jeans, and I'm not giving them up. So this is my motivation to snatch that weight. And on today's agenda, it's midterm week at my school, although I feel like it's such a lie because I had 2 midterms already. I had my constitutional law midterm. I had 2 criminal law quizzes so far, the last of which I think he's considering like the midterm, although I don't think he really gives midterms. What other one did I have? No, that's it. Oh, and then I had a writing assignment due in my lawyering seminar class. It's our first kind of legal document that we are submitting. It's only worth 10% of our grade because it's a draft. And then we have conferences with him this coming week. So what's nice about that is that I don't have that class this week or next week, which praise God, because that's my early class. And this week, I have my legal research midterm, which is actually today at 12. But that one's, I got a handle on that. And then I have my contracts midterm next Monday. So I have to start studying for that, which I've already started the outline. I just need to fill in a little bit more of the stuff that we did from last week. And then what I'm going to do now is read. I'm just looking at my handy dandy planner. Like I said, I have to read for constitutional law, which is right here. I have to review what we did in contracts last week because I had a little bit of trouble grasping it. And then same thing for crim. I'm going to review last week. Again, we just got into homicide and it's very technical, so I'm going to review that. Then I'm going to do my legal research midterm at 12. Then I have constitutional law at 3. And then I'm going to do homework after that. So I am going to get to it. I'll have you guys watching me. Alrighty, guys. So I finished reading for constitutional law. For those of you who are wondering, because I get this question a lot, how much reading is it a night or whatever? And I don't really, I don't know time-wise, how much I spend doing this, because I really just do it and get it over with. But for example, this reading was 33 pages long, and it has 3 cases, which I read, annotated, and briefed, and 2 critique articles. So, my professor I wouldn't say that she doesn't test on the critique articles. It's just more to give us more context and history, and inform us of what was going on in the times when the cases were decided. So she doesn't really test on them, but they are really helpful, I have to say. I didn't really see the point in them in the beginning, but then I was like, no, they serve a purpose. They sure do. But this reading, it was 33 pages long, and it took me, I started at 9? And it's 11:23 now, so almost 2.5 hours. And here's the thing. Some people out there might be like, oh, you need to read faster or whatever. I don't really care. I take my time with my reading because I like to annotate. I like to understand what the court is saying. There are people who, and I say this because I've seen videos on YouTube of people giving advice about this stuff, but there are people who say that you should just skim read for class because you're gonna learn what the cases say in class and yada yada. And that's true. That's for the most part true. The part of learning the case in class. The purpose of reading, you're not necessarily learning when you're reading. You're just reading what your professor assigns so that you're prepared for discussion in class, so that you're prepared for a cold call, so that you're prepared for, if they put you in groups to discuss or argue defense or prosecution or whatever the case may be. So that's why you're reading. You're not your professor doesn't expect you to know the case the back of your hand when you show up to class the next day. No, because they're going to tell you what the right issue is, what the right rule is, the application, conclusion, whatever. However, where I disagree with that philosophy is your professor is going to tell you what they think the issue is in the case. Not what they think. The issue is what it is. But they might have PowerPoint slides, right? And if you don't already have your own notes taken down or at least annotated on something, I guarantee you are not going to write or type fast enough to get the issue as they have it written on their PowerPoint slide. I guarantee you, I've tried, it's impossible. Some professors are great and they post their slides. Mine does for this class. But others are no, we're not posting the slides. Too bad, so sad. This is why you need to do your reading and take your notes before class. I like to do all of this prep work before class, because then when I'm in class, I can just fix what I have on my notes. I can tweak my issue if it's not as precise as it needs to be. I can add into my rule if I miss something. I can change my reasoning. I can change, add, and adjust whatever I need to make sure that my general understanding is now more precise with the context of the class, right? I just think it's easier that way. I know people in my class who don't do the readings before class. They show up to class, or they kind of skim read it, or maybe they look up a brief online on Quimby or something like that. They show up to class, whatever. If they're cold called, they deal with it, and then they do the reading after class. If that works for you, it works for you. I just think that is so much harder, because now you have to do the reading for that class plus what's due for next class. You know what I mean? So I really go, as you guys saw from the clip, I take my time. I don't really care. It's not a contest. I'm not competing with anybody. There are some people, trust me, who will be like, oh my God, you need to read like X amount of words per minute. And that's true. Like in a test taking environment, that's true. Like you need to, read fast, especially for the bar and stuff like that. But I'm not taking the bar, am I? I'm reading for class. And I would rather have the best understanding I possibly can now before class than to go into class and have no idea what she's talking about and then have to review the same material that I just read after class when I have other stuff that I need to do. So, and either way, my foolproof way of making sure that I do understand what was done for that week is, like I said, read before class, adjust my notes during class, and then at the end of every week, I go back and review my notes for each class for the week and outline. And I do that because it helps me fit the puzzle pieces together, see the bigger picture, and I also just don't have to wait until finals to have an outline. My outline will be done and I will just tweak it and take out things that I don't need anymore or things that I kind of already know. And yeah. So that is basically my approach to reading for class. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on how I brief cases. I don't know if you could actually see it in the angle that I shot here, but just to show you guys, and I have 30 minutes before my legal research midterm. I'm excited to get this out of the way. Just to show you guys like what I do, I literally underline and write in the margins. My favorite kind of opinions to read for this case in particular is when the writer of the opinion, whoever that is, separates it by Roman numerals, because it makes it so easy to just label each section according to what is in that section. So for example, section 2 of this opinion was discussing one of the specific issues. There was 2 issues in this case, and section 2 was discussing issue 1. Section 2 was discussing issue 1. And like the 4 different arguments that were put forth by the appellant, the rule, certain concepts, the holding, and then let me see. And then sometimes I'll brief the dissent. I always read the dissent. A lot of people don't. Sometimes, let me retract my statement. I don't always read the dissent. If I'm in a crunch, I won't read it. I'll skim read it. But I do try my best to read it most of the time because, again, it just provides more context. And it also, dissenting opinions have a tendency to be relegated as not important, but they actually are, because it shows you how certain justices view the law versus how the majority views it, so, and ruled on it. So I think it's actually important. So yeah, that is how I brief it as I'm reading it. I don't type as I'm reading. I used to do that at the very, very beginning of school, but I realized I wasn't retaining anything. And sometimes I'll rewrite really convoluted sentences in my own words so that I understand what the court is saying, because if it isn't clear by now, the law is unnecessarily confusing and vague and convoluted. Like, some of this writing is like, it's a lot. I hate reading cases. This first case was from 1938, so it's very confusing. So that is a strategy that I use. I rewrite some sentences in my own words, or like I'll summarize a paragraph in my own words so that I understand what the court is actually saying. Again, I look up words, I circle words. I also circle certain words and phrases that tie into our syllabus and what we're discussing for that class. Because again, it just helps me kind of zero in on the different concepts. And it's also helpful because in Zoom University, we do a lot of breakout rooms in the Zoom rooms. And that's just a way to get us to participate, I guess. But they have us like talk about it in our groups and, you know, fill out Google forms, answering different questions, discussion prompts, stuff like that. So doing this also helps me when I'm in the group to just like go to the part where we need to look and give my thoughts on that. The critique articles, as I said, they're a great read for context. They're also just a great read for history and critiques of, you know, how messed up the world is. But again, when I'm reading that stuff, I also star or circle or underline certain themes that are like reoccurring in our discussion in class. Any things that I have questions about, or any things that I'm like, what? Like, is this real? Like, did y'all really just say this? And yeah. I am going to go because it's 11:40 now. I'm gonna go review my notes really quick, take this quiz, and then, well, it's not a quiz, it's a midterm, and then I'm gonna take a little break, and I will see you guys soon. I'm back, y'all. I took a little power nap. I fell asleep watching the Supreme Court nomination hearings or confirmation hearings. I just heated up some leftover dinner. I'm having some cauliflower gnocchi from Trader Joe's, which is my life's obsession. And I made some bolognese last night with some ground beef that I bought. And I have to log on to my constitutional law class. So here we go. And then afterwards is homework time, which I'm definitely gonna need a coffee for sure. Oh, I'm actually early today. Ooh, that makes me excited. Although actually, this is also a good insight for anybody wondering what Zoom law school is like. Some professors do this differently, but this professor, oh, I have to answer that email. Wait, what just happened? Oh, no, what are you doing? Again, some professors do this differently, but my professor sends out like a few different Google forms before every class, so that we have access to them and we participate via those Google forms. And sometimes we have to submit them. It's not graded, it's just for her to like see what we're talking about, and to make sure that we're actually talking about something. And sometimes they're not submitted. So I'm kind of glad that today's aren't submitted except for one, just because, like, you know, it's one of those days. I don't really want to talk that much. It's very hard to stay motivated. Oh, this is easy though. She just puts a lot of writing on everything. Okay, these are reasonable. Alrighty. I am gonna go log into class and I will see you guys afterwards. Alrighty guys, so that is it for my classes today. Just wrapped up constitutional law, and I went to go walk my dog because he was getting on my last nerve. He is very needy these days because we moved and he's kind of like, you know, trying to get comfortable in the new place. So he just comes in every class so that I can carry him and pet him for a little while, and then he leaves. So anyways, so basically what I do now after class is I take a little mental break. Maybe I'll go watch an episode of something, watch a YouTube video. I usually try and move around a little bit, which I just did, walking the dog. I need to go get water. I am so thirsty. I had a lot of coffee today, so I'm thirsty. And then I'm going to do my contracts homework and my criminal homework. I'm not on call on Wednesday, but I am on call on Friday. So I thought I was on call on Wednesday and I was like, I don't want to dedicate that much time tonight. But luckily I'm not on call tomorrow. I'm on call on Friday for criminal law. So I will buckle down tomorrow night for criminal law. Hello guys, I'm back. Just for a brief moment, I just made some dinner. I made some, I don't know if you can see it, but I just made some chicken breast with veggies. I kind of made it Mexican style. I am going to eat my dinner, do my homework, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So I'm gonna end this daily vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know that it's not, you know, anything revolutionary, but I did try my best to show you guys what my routine is. And hopefully I will do a weekly vlog to show you kind of what my week looks like. I'm trying to work up, you know, my video production. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button, comment down below. If you have any questions, put those down below as well. And as always, share with family and friends, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching again.